Hi, my name is Dr. Jasleen Chhatwal. I'm a psychiatrist by training, and we'll be talking today about sleep. A normal sleep cycle is divided into two main phases. One is called REM sleep, and the other is called non-REM. REM stands for rapid eye movement, and non-REM is essentially non-rapid eye movement. This non-rapid eye movement sleep or non-REM sleep is further divided into 4 stages. Stage 1 is the lightest sleep. This is when you're transitioning from being fully awake to going to sleep. And then stage 4 is the deepest. Nowadays, sometimes we consider stage 3 and 4 collectively, and that is also called deep sleep. A good sleep cycle is one that follows the natural rhythms of the body. Our body typically responds to something called the circadian rhythm, which is internal to us, which is determined by the setting and rising of the sun. So typically we are expected to sleep when it's dark outside. And when it's light in the morning, we're supposed to wake up. So a healthy sleep cycle would be one that follows that bigger rhythm of the body. And then within its own self, it has a pattern. So we spoke a minute ago about the REM and non-REM sleep. And so a healthy sleep cycle will actually fluctuate through both of those. And as we start to learn more about the structure of sleep, we also note that we typically have more of that non-REM sleep in the earlier part of the night, and then start having more REM sleep in the later part of the night. The REM sleep is also where we dream. And so that is considered essential in addition for sleep. And following this regular pattern of having a combination of REM and non-REM, and it's specifically following the rhythms of sleep that are naturally designed to be there, would be considered a healthy sleep pattern. It's not atypical to wake up in the middle of a sleep cycle. Sometimes this can happen because of a disturbance outside, like you have an animal that sleeps in your room and it starts barking or stepping over you, which cats often tend to do. The other thing that can be considered is that there are some natural parts in your sleep that you may be in a lighter stage of sleep, so it would be easier to awaken you. If you are in a deeper part of the sleep cycle and you are awakened by somebody, like you have a friend who's knocking at your door, then you typically will find yourself somewhat discombobulated, not being able to fully realize where you are or what's going on, and it takes a little while to really come to your full awake level of consciousness. The other thing to remember about the sleep cycle is that it has that set pattern really to allow us to go from being fully awake to going to stage 1, light sleep, stage 2, slightly deeper. So if you're in a stage 2 type of sleep, somebody may need to shake you a little bit to actually get you to wake up. And then once you're in stage 3 and 4 of non-REM sleep, that typically means you're very deep asleep. This is also a time that the amount of blood supply to your organs increases. And it's part of that parasympathetic response that can be considered a relaxation response, and your body is regenerating. After that, you typically transition into REM sleep, which is the sleep cycles part where we dream. In REM sleep, typically your body is fully paralyzed, and it's your eyes that are creating these vivid dreams. And the REM sleep is also another place which it can be a little bit lighter, so it is easier to wake up, which is why often when we wake up in the morning, we remember the dreams that we just had. And there are some beliefs in certain cultures that if you wake up and you remember your dream, it may come true. We often take naps when we're feeling tired during the day or if we feel like we didn't sleep enough at night. However, sometimes these naps can interfere with our normal sleep function and the time we're supposed to sleep or the depth of our sleep. The best way to take a nap is to take it earlier in the day. So typically try not to nap after 2 or 3 p.m., especially if you sleep around 8 or 9. So give yourself at least 6 to 7 hours before your regular bedtime if you're going to nap. And usually I recommend that a nap is no longer than 30 to 45 minutes. The reason to keep this in mind is that usually as you are awake during the day, you have a need for sleep that continues to build up during the day. So if you were to sleep close to your bedtime, say around 6 p.m. when you normally go to bed around 8, then all of that sleep drive that you built up during the day will be extinguished. And so when you try to sleep back at 8 o'clock, you will not really feel like you're sleepy. And then you're going to need a nap the following day. And this is really how some of us can fall into the pattern of insomnia. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll continue to cover Friday facts around sleep this month. Please send in your questions if you have any. You can type them below. And I'll hope to see you tuning in next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.